Israel had some sort of policy.
I'm going to play this all the way through and let you guys, and then I'll react to it after. I want you guys to get this shit in full context.
Of expulsion for the civilians of Gaza, maybe to get them out of harm's way, but not to expel them. Again, this is just speculation of Myron.
We proved them wrong on that one
2,
already. We need to get rid of Hamas.
100%.
So we not only do we need the Palestinians out, we also need Hamas out as well, right? And then third, the hostages. The hostages are at the bottom of the fucking totem pole when it comes to the priorities.
You see how Myron just decided to put it like this? Get rid of the Gazans, this is the top priority, ethnic cleansing, and then get rid of Hamas, and then bring back the hostages. He just decided to make this order on his own. Yet, if you listen to the speeches of Israeli officials, they say we need to bring back the hostages and dismantle Hamas. Always saying this sentence first, and then dismantling Hamas. Myron Gaines are trying to put ideas in your brain like they're the least of our priority, which is complete bullshit. We have released thousands of terrorists for the hostages that did come back. And I do agree that every single hostage should be coming back. However, if Hamas remains in power and my family is going to be next...
Okay, before he gets into this, see how much of a guy is? Now look, I honestly don't even have to argue this point because regardless of the order, it doesn't matter because the ethnic cleansing is a part of the fucking strategy. And the Israeli government's clearly not been talking about that, despite the fact that I showed you 3 different clips that they've been trying to do this the whole fucking time, and there's even more. He's more concerned with the order. The reason why I make the order in that way is because I have tangible fucking evidence to show the Israeli government's priorities. This dude literally used the example of, well, when Israeli officials get on TV, they say it's about getting the hostages back and dismantling Hamas, so I believe it. You fucking dumbass. You fucking...
Redacted.
You actually want to sit there and use Israeli officials' statements as evidence? What did I say? What they say doesn't matter. What they do is what matters. If they had a chance, if the hostages were really the #1 priority, they had a chance to get them back on fucking October 10th. They didn't do it. What does that tell you? The hostages weren't the priority. Benjamin Netanyahu admitted destroying Hamas was the priority. Now, you guys are probably wondering, well, Myron, he didn't say anything about ethnic cleansing. You guys want to know why? Netanyahu is not going to tell the families of hostages that, our goal here, our real goal is to take the land. That would be
redacted.
That was the plan 2 years ago. But he's not going to tell that to the fucking family. But if you look at his actions, clearly, the hostages have been at the bottom of the totem pole. They couldn't got it back on the 10th. That's a fact. I showed you guys that already. Netanyahu admitted it. That's a fact. Showed you guys already. Well, Myron, how do we know if this guy was lying about this meeting with Netanyahu? No problem. There's fucking hostage protests every day in Israel. That proves what I'm saying. See how I got facts upon facts upon facts to substantiate my position?
The hostages must be released unconditionally, and Hamas must surrender unconditionally.
For your boy Benjamin Netanyahu. That's not going to happen, bro. Look, here's the reality. You guys want to know why there's no fucking peace right now? And I fucking hate these fucking dumbass Israelis that don't want to admit this shit or they just don't know. Here's where we are. Hamas wants to give the rest of the hostages right fucking now. Okay? They're starving. They're beaten. They're fucking dealing with a lot of problems. They're willing to fucking leave the government, whatever. But they want a permanent ceasefire. Netanyahu will not accept a permanent ceasefire. That is the real reason the deal is not going forward.
That was easy.
Okay? Guys got that? Guys got that? The reason why this war isn't over, and we're still fucking doing this 2 years later, is because Hamas has already agreed to release all the hostages and be done with this. But Netanyahu refuses to do a permanent ceasefire. Why? Because a permanent ceasefire will mean that they have to leave the strip and they can't occupy it. See how I brought all that together? If it was about the hostages, they would have got the hostages, even at this point, they would have got the hostages and been done. But it's not about the hostages. The hostages are pawns. And even the Israeli people are realizing this, why they fucking protest every week. I don't know how this fuck stupid to know this as an Israeli, that his own people are protesting against the government because they are seeing what I'm saying. They know what the fuck is up. I know what the fuck is up. Why the fuck is this fucking stupid seeing what's up? And this nigga has the gall to turn on his fucking Sony camera, put up my video, open up his OBS, hit record, and give this brain-dead fucking analysis of my analysis without properly even analyzing my analysis, misconstruing my position, saying dumb shit like, that's a lie. What's a lie? That they didn't go into Gaza, that they didn't go into Lebanon. I said they went into Lebanon. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to be fucking clear about this. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a leftist. I'm not a progressive. Your buzz terms that you use against me make me stronger. So bring it. Until you fucking dickheads can call me a liar, shut the fuck up. Honestly. There's no more fucking gloves with you. Like, there's no more kid gloves with you guys no more. You guys are killing kids every fucking day. You're starving them. You're blowing them up. You're killing fucking innocent women. You're killing innocent men. Not everybody's Hamas, stupid. You motherfuckers kill journalists. You guys kill food workers. You guys murder paramedics as they're trying to help people, and then you give them shallow graves, you fucking scumbags. You starve people and then blame and say, oh, bro, it's Hamas stealing the food. When everyone does their research, less than 1% of the food is stolen by Hamas, you fucking lying scumbags. You say that you're not systemically trying to fucking starve them, but I got your fucking IDF, one of the top guys, a Druze motherfucker in Arabic yelling, saying that we're going to cut out your fucking karaba, no moya. I can hear the fucking Arabic. You're literally saying, right after October 7th, we're going to starve them. But then you guys want us to all fucking forget. Now, an idiot that I was debating was saying, well, Myron, the people are protesting. The people want the hostages back. You're right. It's Netanyahu that doesn't want it back. You're right. So who makes the decision? Like, bro, your people are protesting. They want the hostages back, and they're not getting them back. Who is to blame? Netanyahu. Who makes the decisions? Netanyahu.
Again, another pure speculation by Myron Gaines. He cannot prove that Netanyahu doesn't care or never cared about the hostages.
We left the meeting very disappointed because Netanyahu talked about dismantling Hamas as the goal of the war. He didn't promise anything regarding the demand to return hostages. He merely said a military operation in Gaza was needed to serve as leverage for the hostages' release. Stupid.
It's just pure speculation.
And the reason why they're protesting, speculation? Speculation?
This isn't just a military decision. It could be a death sentence for the people we love most.
President Trump, thank you for bringing me home. But please, help us get a deal that brings everyone home now.
And for those of you that are wondering, Trump had to negotiate that deal to get that guy out. The Israeli government wasn't involved. I wonder why. I ain't gonna lie. This is probably one of the greatest ass whoopings I've ever given a Zionist. Ever. But you know what? I gotta really destroy this dude so the rest of these fucking kids understand who they're dealing with. The thing is because I'm correct. He doesn't care about the hostages. He never did. They're a political ploy to extend the war. Simple as that, bro. Simple as that. So when we were having this debate or whatever, like, he just didn't get it. So again, get the hostages back. Utilize your intelligence agencies systematically and accurately. Now, a lot of you guys might be wondering, well, Myron, besides, not maybe prioritizing the hostages, whatever, what incentive does Benjamin Netanyahu have to, like, conduct this war? I'll tell you what. Let's have fun with this one. For those of you that are unaware, your boy Benjamin Netanyahu has been the subject of a fucking corruption trial since 2016, or a corruption investigation. Okay? Basically, they're investigating him for receiving lavish gifts, okay, from American and or dual citizen Israelis. Cigars, wine, etc. Whole documentary about it. BB Files. Have fun with it. Okay? So he has that. He's been charged by the ICC for war crimes. Okay? Also, thanks to this Gaza conflict, you know what he's been able to do? He's been able to finally attack his arch nemesis, Iran. Okay? So, let's bring this all back. Why does Netanyahu not care about the hostages? The reason why he doesn't care is because the hostages are a political pawn for him to be able to stay in power. Him staying in power is contingent upon Israel being in a state of war so he can maximize and have absolute control and power of his military and his intelligence services. In case you guys are wondering, the Mossad only answers to Benjamin Netanyahu. They do not answer to anyone else. You understand? So he's able to consolidate power to just himself in times of war. So guess what that means? Corruption trial, delayed. ICC warrant, ignored. Power, maintained. Knesset, behind him. Likud party, behind him. War with Iran, finally. Dethrone his enemy in Syria, Bashar al-Assad, finally. Wage a war against Hezbollah, who's been attacking them for almost 2 years now, finally. Assassinate all of his enemies and rivals, yes. Now let me ask you guys a question. We're all human beings, right? If you were Benjamin Netanyahu and you were able to derive all these multiple benefits I just listed out for you guys, would you try to get the hostages back? Knowing that the gravy train ends? And you might have to deal with some very serious legal consequences? Would you give the hostages back? The bottom line, guys, that's ugly, is that Benjamin Netanyahu has far too much to gain by being in a state of war. By getting the hostages back, the war ends. Once the war ends, consequences begin. I'm going to say that again for you guys. Benjamin Netanyahu has far too much to gain from this conflict and far too much to lose if the conflict ends. Once the hostages come back, the war is supposed to end. Once the war ends, consequences begin. His corruption trial alone, he's looking at about 10 years. He's an old man. He's like in his 70s. And he's used to a certain lifestyle. This is a guy that's been in power for 30 years, guys. Watch the BB files. He's extremely bougie. He can't go backwards now. He's an old man. Then on top of that, the ICC wants him. So not only does the Israeli government want him for 10 years, the ICC wants him. You guys want to know an ugly, ugly truth? I predicted this, but I'm going to tell you guys this. I haven't shared this prediction much. My prediction is this. The Israeli government is keenly aware that their reputation is in the shitter, that no one supports Israel anymore, and that for them to have a fighting chance to continue to get U.S. support, they are going to need to remove Benjamin Netanyahu and force him to suffer consequences. You understand? After this conflict is done, Israel is going to have to do a complete rebrand. And the only person that has the balls to do the dirty work is Benjamin Netanyahu. As much as he's an evil fucking prick, the guy's a nationalist. He loves his country. He truly is Israel first. If I'm going to be honest. He's a war criminal, he's a murderer. But he truly is Israel first. For real. If that means that hostages got to die, or Israeli civilians got to die, so he could protect the Jewish state, he will do it. And I think Benjamin Netanyahu knows that as soon as this war is done, his power will recede, and he will be offered as a sacrificial lamb to save Israel's reputation. So not only am I telling you all he stands to benefit from this conflict, I'm also telling you guys what's going to happen after the conflict is done. Just like he used Hamas as controlled opposition to justify his aggression towards the Gaza Strip? The Israeli government is using him as a useful idiot to do all the dirty work so that they can later hand him over to the ICC as an olive branch for the international community to forgive Israel and their crimes. And they get a fresh slate. And this new leader that's going to come in, he's going to campaign on, we are going to give the Palestinian sovereignty. Mark my fucking words, chat. Netanyahu out, new leader in, enemies destabilized and destroyed. Netanyahu goes to jail at the ICC, new leader comes in. I'm not Netanyahu. I hated what he did. He committed a genocide. I am here to make peace with the Arabs. We will give the Palestinians a state. And then they're going to play the game all over again for another 30 years. You heard it here first, chat. You heard it here first. I do not know anyone else that made this prediction. But that's what I predict is going to happen.
We didn't agree with all the decisions that our government is doing. And secondly, we blame our government.
There you go. More proof that they don't like Netanyahu, bro. Let's go back to this idiot.
Pure speculation.
And the reason why they're protesting is because I'm correct. He doesn't care about the hostages. He never did. They're a political ploy to extend the war. Simple as that, bro. Simple as that. So when we were having this debate or whatever, like, he just didn't get it. So again, get the hostages back, utilize your intelligence agencies, systematically and accurately target the heads. You have the ability to do it. You did it with Hezbollah and you did it with Iran. I find it interesting that they were able to launch Operation Rising Lions against a superior fucking military and intelligence service with the IRGC and Iran, and also against Hezbollah. You use all this high-tech shit when you go ahead and attack Iran and Hezbollah, but you can't do it with these fucking Palestinians in Gaza that don't have half the capabilities of these other military groups. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
You're forgetting one thing, Myron. First of all, we did not dismantle Iran's regime. They're still strong. They're still powerful. And as for the Hezbollah...
Yeah, that was your goal. Your goal was to dismantle the regime, and you failed because you guys relied upon the Iranians to rebel against the government, and you failed. This is why you guys got the fucking dumbass Shah running around trying to inspire Iranians to revolt against the government when they were fucking weak. You don't believe me? I got proof for that too, like I always do. I can't be stopped, chat. Here we go. Iran's crown prince calls for uprising against Ayatollah. When was this dropped? 1 month ago, June 18, 2025. What was going on in June 18, 2025? They were in the middle of the 12-day fucking war. What does he do? He records this video, and he does the video in Farsi. So he says, my fellow countrymen, Islamic Republic is reached its end and is in the process of collapsing. Hold on 1 sec, chat. Khamenei, like a frightened rat, has gone into hiding underground. And has lost control of the situation. What has begun is irreversible. The future is bright. And together we'll pass through this sharp turn in history. In these difficult days, my heart is with all defenseless citizens who have been harmed and have fallen victim to Khamenei's warmongering and delusions. For years, I have tried to prevent our homeland from being consumed by the fire of war. The end of the Islamic Republic is the end of its 46-year war against the Iranian nation. And real quick for you guys, so you understand, right? Hope that helps with context.
جمهوری اسلامی پایان جنگ 46 ساله آن با ملت ایران است. دستگاه سرکوب رژیم در حال
The regime's apparatus of repression is falling apart. Now, we don't have to go through this whole thing. It's 3 minutes long. But the title of the video is Iran's Crown Prince Calls for Uprising Against Ayatollah. So what does this plan prove? It proves that the Iranian government, the Israeli government conspired with this guy, Iran's Crown Prince, to basically run a propaganda arm to the war to try to inspire Iranians to fight back against Ayatollah. Backfired, though. Instead, what happened was everyone rallied around the flag and said, fuck Israel, and they fucking launched hell back on those niggas.
Boom, boom, boom.
I'll show you guys some of the footage. It magnificently fucking backfired. Here's some footage from how Israel got hit. Banned footage, by the way, that's illegal. So, yeah, there's some footage. They got hit hard. So it backfired. They thought that this Shah nigga would be able to get them to fucking rebel, and it didn't work in their favor. Fucked them up. Absolutely fucked them up. We can see him talking right now. He's a fucking idiot. Well, I could go to Gaza, nigga. Okay, let's go 40,000. 1-to-1 ratio.
People who died from natural death. We leave Gaza in 2005. How did the United States miss 9/11?
And they detonated them all within 48 hours or so.
In Gaza through precision strikes. A lot more. Yet it still didn't prevent October 7th from happening.
We went over this. I explained to you guys all the benefits that Netanyahu got from October 7th.
So Myron, you're dripping of speculation. Just wipe it off.
No, it's speculation that is absolutely rooted in facts, you fucking dumbass. And I have evidence to back up my stuff, as I went over a second ago, with all the benefits that Benjamin Netanyahu was stood to gain from staying in power and continuing the war.
Stupid.
Right here.
Welcome. Punch.
They ran the Patriot operation, which took 10 years, by the way. 10 fucking years. They had bombs and fucking beepers. And they detonated them all within 48 hours or so and killed and or maimed and or destroyed the infrastructure of Hezbollah alongside targeted strikes. How the fuck can Israel do that to stronger nations with stronger militaries, with stronger intelligence services, but they can't do that to Hamas?
How did the United States miss 9/11? How did the British government miss the 7/7 attacks? Superb intelligence, how did they miss it? What about the Madrid train bombing in 2004? How did they miss it? So again, everything he's saying is speculation.
Tell you fucking why. It was never about destroying Hamas.
Mm-hmm.
It's about taking the land.
If it's about land, why did we leave Gaza in 2005? If it's about the land, why did we dig up Israeli bodies from Gaza? Because we knew exactly what the Gazans were going to do to them.
Yeah, it is about land. And the only reason that you guys left, and actually, I can go ahead and tell you guys exactly why they left. But the what I want to address first before I talk about why they left, you never left. Get that out of your head. You guys never left. You occupy the airspace. You control the food that comes in. You control the power that comes in. No one can leave without you guys fucking saying so. They're boxed in. You never left. You still occupy them, you fucking f***. According to international law, Gaza is occupied. And as a matter of fact, how about this? Is Gaza occupied according to international law? Majority viewpoint, occupied territory. Okay? Most of the international community looks at it as occupation. Airspace, sea and land. Okay? Israel controls. The only thing Israel does not control is the Egyptian border. And the Egyptian border, just so you guys know, basically is controlled by Israel. Why? Because Israel and Egypt are allies. Why are they allies? Because of the 1978 Camp David Accords, where we basically bribe Egypt to play nice with Israel. Ta-da! So yes, they are occupied.
If it's about the land, why did we completely give the Sinai Peninsula back for peace?
You gave the Sinai Peninsula back for peace because they got you peace with the Egyptians. And the only reason that you guys even gave it back to the Egyptians after the 1967 war, see, this idiot doesn't even know his history. So let's go ahead and go through this because I got to educate these fucking Zionists on their own history as they try to challenge me. Let's go through this. Sinai Peninsula. What the fuck is that? The Sinai Peninsula, guys, is a piece of land, okay, located right here. If this thing will fucking load up, that is. All right, here's the Sinai Peninsula. After the 1967 war, Israel took this, okay? Now, when they negotiated for peace, for land, number one, this was not with the Palestinians, it was with the Egyptians. Zionists always try to fucking do this, and I catch them every single time. What these pieces of shit do is they say, well, we traded peace for land. Well, not really, and I'll tell you why. What he's referring to, because he's a retard, is this peace agreement right here. The Camp David Accords, okay? The Camp David Accords were done in 1978 between Menachem Begin and Anwar Sadat, okay? The leader of Egypt at the time. Now, I've already told you guys about Begin. This guy's a terrorist, legit. Fucking terrorist, confirmed. But that's a whole other story. This deal was mostly about normalizing relations between Egypt and Israel, okay? And as a part of this deal, Egypt got back the Sinai Peninsula, okay? In exchange for making peace with and recognizing Israel. And in return for doing so, we give Egypt a lot of money. How much exactly? We give them $1.3 billion, okay, military aid. This aid is primarily in the form of foreign military financing, which allows Egypt to purchase U.S. military equipment, blah, blah, blah. Okay? If I'm not mistaken, they are the second highest recipient of foreign aid. So, obviously they're going to account for the wars and shit like that. But if you remove the wars, Ukraine's getting a lot of aid right now. But it's Israel and Egypt are typically the top two of normal aid. Okay? Let's see here. Ukraine is high now, guys, because of the war. But if we didn't have this war, look, Israel, Jordan, Egypt. The only reason Ukraine is up here is because of the current conflict. But in general, these are the top three. Israel, Jordan, Egypt. And this is to play nice from these accords. So when he's talking about, why did we do a land swap for peace and land? The Palestinians had nothing to do with the fucking Camp David Accords. There's no Palestinian representative in this fucking deal, dummy. God, these dudes are stupid.
If it's about the land, why did we offer to give the West Bank back to the Jordanians? They refused.
That's because the Jordanians are your allies. The Palestinians were not involved in any of these fucking talks.
If it's about the land, why did Israel make attempts to return the Golan Heights for peace? Answer these questions.
That's a lie. They never tried to return the Golan Heights for peace. Never. It's occupied to this day, and they will continue to occupy. As a matter of fact, just to show how fucking stupid you are, Israel's actually pushed even further into Syria. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? This is what he's referring to, guys. The Golan Heights. Here's the Golan Heights, okay, guys? Technically, it's occupied land that belongs to Syria, that the IDF sits on. And they sit there because basically it has a lot of strategy. It protects Israel on their northeast side, okay? But it's been occupied since like 1967. There was never an intention to give this to the Syrians, ever. That's a lie. And as a matter of fact, once Bashar al-Assad got out of power, guess what Israel did? They expanded even further into the Golan Heights. This guy's a fucking liar. After Bashar al-Assad got ran out, the Israelis pushed further into the Golan Heights, increased military posturing, and they bombed the fuck out of all of Assad's military depots. So that is a flat-nosed fucking lie that he's saying that we tried to give back the Golan Heights. No, you didn't, dude. No, you didn't. And it's amazing to me because he posted this video 1 day ago. How do you have the gall to come in and say, we try to give land back with the Golan Heights, as Israel is currently expanding into Syria, and the Syrians can't do anything? Israel bombed Syria literally last month. The president, A.K. Jolani, does not have the military or the infrastructure to fight back. So he had to run like a fucking dog with his tail between his legs. Give back. Get the fuck out of here, bro. See, this is why I always beat these honest, bro. This is why them niggas don't let me talk.
Just to remind
Because I be cooking them, bro. There is no excuse to be killing 60,000 Palestinians in Gaza at all.
60,000 Palestinian minus the people who died from natural deaths and diseases, which is 10,000 people.
Okay, hold on. How did they die from natural deaths and diseases, you fucking scumbag? I'll tell you why. Because they died from preventable diseases or starvation while injured. So in other words, though the bomb might have not directly killed them, it injured them to a point they could not survive because there was no medical infrastructure. All the hospitals are bombed. There was no medical equipment. All the doctors are understaffed. And then you add in the fact that they don't have adequate food and water. Well, guess what's going to happen, buddy? That injury that was preventable, or that injury that was salvageable, or that sickness that's curable, now it's deadly.
Does he choose to pinpoint his attention to Israel? Maybe because it's the only Jewish state?
No, because you guys use our tax dollars and then hide behind the fact that you're a Jewish state to commit your genocide. That's why nobody fucking likes you, dickheads. Because you guys take our tax dollars, kill innocent kids, call it self-defense, and then say, oh my God, Holocaust. That's why. That's why. You guys play victim while being the fucking perpetrator. That's why.
Possibly.
And it's way more than 60K. This fucking starts at 40,000. Okay, let's go 40,000. 1-to-1 ratio, like you said. That's still 19,000 people that died innocent. That's unacceptable. Well, John Spencer says that this is the best urban warfare ever. These niggas are stupid.
It is the best urban warfare, even without John Spencer.
It's urban warfare to drop bombs on highly populated, densely populated areas? That's urban warfare? No. That's not giving a fuck and just leveling the place. That's not urban warfare. That's a massacre. Because the reality is, you guys destroy them with airstrikes, then you come in and do the urban warfare. You fucking
redacted.
You do the urban warfare after you kill everybody. We can see him talking right now. He's a fucking idiot. Well, I could go to Gaza. Nigga, you're not the press. They talk about urban warfare, but then leave out the airstrikes that kill everybody. Makes sense. You're going to go in there with a fucking AR-15 tricked out with the IDF. You're basically going to be a fucking soldier.
Welcome.
Speculation again.
It's not speculation. You want to know why, dummy? All right, generally, international journalists are currently restricted from entering Gaza. Okay? So, if international journalists can't go in, they're talking about allowing them in now. For the last 2 years, they were not allowed in. So, let me get this straight. Basically going to be you're going to go in there.
It is the best urban warfare, even without John Spencer.
We can see him talking. It's not urban warfare because you guys drop bombs on them first. You're discounting the airstrikes, which is fucking deplorable. Right now, he's a fucking idiot. Well, I could go to Gaza. Nigga, you're not. Yeah, you can go to Gaza. Not the press.
Fatality.
You're going to go in there with a fucking AR-15. Yes, he is. He's a military guy. He's not going to go in there with a fucking camera. Tricked out with the IDF. You're basically going to be a fucking soldier.
Welcome.
Speculation again.
What the fuck does it say? What the fuck does it say? It says the press is not allowed to go in. So who's going to go in? Say it with me. If it's not a Palestinian going in, or it's not a press going in, who's going in? An IDF soldier. Since press can't come in with the IDF, who's going to go in? Other enemy combatants that align with Israel. It's called common sense. It's called what is most probable. It's called critical thinking skills. If they don't let press in, and then this fucking American dude is somehow allowed to go in, how do you think he's going to be allowed to go in? Is he going to go in with a camera when every other journalist isn't? No. He's going to go in there with an AR-15. And this guy comes from West Point, is a military dude. Okay? I could put 2 and 2 together. Because just so you guys know, another dirty secret that no one talks about. Are you guys aware of the fact that several members of Special Forces, U.S. Special Forces, have been found dead in Gaza? You guys know that? The media's tried to hide it. But there have been Americans that were killed in Gaza. Special Forces, guys that are off the radar. How do we know this? Because Hamas shows them and they look like Mexicans. They look like white dudes. They're not Israelis. This is going on in Ukraine too, by the way. FYI. Is that no one talks about it. Because what they do is they send these soldiers in, but they go in as instructors. They go in as support staff. They go in as operators. So technically, the president's not lying when he says, we don't have boots on the ground. But as early as like November of 2023, guys, they were finding American soldiers dead in Gaza, in tunnels, etc. They were killed by Hamas. So yes, American blood is being spilt. That's another reason why I know that this guy wouldn't go in with a fucking camera. They go over here talking to like, oh, well, I can go. Come with me. You're not the press. So
it's an interesting genocide, right?
All right, so this is the second part where he's going to break down this debate that I did with this idiot where I smoked him too. I think I'm going to stop it here, guys.